imagine you're at dinner with all your friends, with some of your closest friends, and there's like, seven of you, and you guys are sitting around the table. Everyone's laughing, everyone's having a good time, everyone's like, cracking jokes and stuff. And one of your friends there, she just looks very out of it, very sad. Not even like sad. She just doesn't seem present, right? And you take notice. No one else really notices it, but you take notice of it. Just got a Discord note of. No one really takes notice of it, but you do. And you ask her, what's going on? Like, are you okay? And she, she's like gives you the, oh, I'm tired, answered. But you kind of realize, that doesn't really seem like that doesn't fully seem like it. So you look around like the table, and then you see like the issue is like actually sitting across from you. It's a guy, and you know that these two have had like a not even like a brief history, but there was like something very briefly there. And now he's just laughing, kikiing, not caring anything in the world. That she like knows she's there, and it's like, oh, that kind of sucks. Because you think back at how he is now, and it's like, I kind of lost myself. I think what I'm trying to say is, you see how your friend is, and you see the reason for that, and you see like why she's feeling the way that she is, and you think about it, it's like, oh, she doesn't really deserve that. She doesn't deserve that at all. I feel like she deserves like more respect, and like appreciation, because you think about everything about her, like she works two jobs just to like take care of herself, and she's like the president of like this club, and it's pretty hefty stuff that she has to like do all the time, and it's like, how does she have time for herself ever? How does she, is she like okay? And then this dude comes out of nowhere and he like fucks with her feelings, like leads her on and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't like that. You don't like how that makes her feel. You don't like how that makes you feel, because at the end of the day, she's still your friend. You want her to like, you don't want her to feel sad or whatever. So it's like, and so all you want to do now is just like show her that she is like, appreciated and valued and respected, because it's like, because that's at least what she deserves, especially with all that she does. And then on top of that, you think more of like what, okay, she's working two jobs, this, that, and the other. She's like taking care of herself, actually, like, and she eats like shit because she doesn't eat fucking vegetables. Like she talks about how often she doesn't eat vegetables. Like, well, how the fuck do you not eat fucking vegetables? You don't eat carrots or anything like that. Shouldn't be cussing this much, but you kind of just want to like do things for her to show to her that she is like respected and deserving and seen. Seen is very important, and valued, and all that and the other. And I guess over time that kind of develops into like a crush or whatever, where you kind of just want to do things for her. And that is kind of what I want to tell her. But I think about it. I think about it now, and I think about how I feel like she definitely sees me, and it sucks because I don't think she has, or she ever will see me. Well, I don't want to say ever, because I have a little bit of hope, but I don't think she has ever seen me. She has ever seen me in the way that I see her presently, and that's because when I'm around this particular friend group, I'm always like, I never really take anything seriously. Like, I'm really cracking jokes. Like, even when people are like fucking bummed out, I'm like, so guys, that was crazy, right? I want to make, like, I default, I want to make people happy. I want to make people smile and shit. So yeah, I'm like, I'm never really how I am by myself or with someone I really care about, really like, around her. So I feel like she only sees me as like her bisexual homeboy. I feel like one time we were in, and it kind of sucks because I don't just want to be seen as that. I think more of this stems from like me like wanting to be taken seriously. Like, I want to be like heard in a way. I don't want to just be like joked. I don't want to like everyone just sees me and they're like, oh. And like I said, that's partially on me because like I turn everything into like, oh, I have to be like, this has to be a really funny thing. Like, I have to make a bit like right now. But I want her to know that like there are things that I do take seriously, and like she's like one of them. Um, and I had been feeling really confident. And another thing about her, I think she's really beautiful. Like I think she's beautiful, and I'm really like just okay. You know, I feel like I'm looking at myself now in this camera, and it's not doing me really justice. But I think I'm like, like fucking lips. I think I'm like just okay. But I think she's really beautiful. I think she posted a picture of herself recently, and it was her side profile. I was like, wow, these are like new features that I think are like the way her piercings like sit on her ear, and I think her ear is like it's like weird, you know, like you don't even like think about these things when you look at the person like straight on, but like I think her ears are great, you know, and her nose and her forehead. I love foreheads. Whatever. Anyway, but so I wanted to like show her that like I hear her because she talks sometimes, and a lot of it is like I hate when people complain. I don't like when people like the only thing they text me like I dated this girl one time, and every single time she texts me was just, oh I this is happening today, and this is happening today, and this is happening today, and it's like nothing ever. Like I'm not like expecting people to be happy all the time, but if you're only coming at me with like negativity, it's like okay, like are you just like letting this happen to you? No, not even like that. That sounds it's like are you trying to like do anything about it? You know? Fuck, that sounds really bad. I don't mean it like that. I what I'm saying is she talks a lot about her life, and it's not even like complaining, it's like stuff that she has to deal with. And she's always like, but I'm just gonna do it anyway, you know? I'm just gonna like talk to this person, I'm just gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, the other, and it's like, okay, but when do you like have time to like relax and like be okay? I feel like she has like a lot of rage, especially with this dude. So I was like, okay, hey dude, let's go to a fucking rage room. Um, and I've wanted to ask her out for a while, but then again, I've always had that nagging feeling in my head. I'm like, okay, she just sees you as like her fucking homeboy. You know, like what are you gonna do about that? There was I I think let me double back a little bit more. There was a day the club was doing like a Halloween social, and I had gone with my buddies, and I was going with my buddies, and we sparked up before we went. So I was really my emotions were very elated that day. We get to the place where the social's being held, and she's there. She's like she's not even like at the place, but you know she's like not even inside the room, but she's like outside, like talking to her you know mutual friends, and she's in this like medieval princess costume, and she just looks, and I think part of it is just because I'm really like I was toasted, but she just looks like absolutely stunning, like 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 I've never seen anybody look that good before, you know. And I feel like I do this thing where I tend to put people on pedestals, and it's kind of like a problem, but like I mean it when I say that. She just looked so like I was actually like stunned. And during the social, she was like up in the front, like on like you know she was the president, so she's doing her thing, and it's like that one scene in Challengers, right? Where they're just looking at Tashi and like they can't even look away. Like that's how it felt. I didn't care about anything. Like she was the only person in that room that day. And since then, I kind of like I just want to show her that she's like valued and like appreciated. It's like someone sees her, you know. I brought it to some of our mutual friends, and they were like, they kind of told me indirectly, like, yeah, bro, she don't see you like that. And that's part of it. That's part of it of me just being like, will I just be like her bisexual homeboy forever? And again, I don't want that. Part of it is just like I just want to be taken seriously a bit more and like kind of just seen in a way. But I think to an extent she does like see me. She like does like value me. Like she texts me, and you know, I don't outright say like, "Oh, dude, I care about you," or "Oh, dude, you know, I hope you're okay." I'm like, "Yo, dude, how was work?" You know, because she be talking about like you know working doubles at her job that she fucking hates. So I'm like, "Hey, did you like eat at work today? Because she'd be talking about like, oh yeah, we don't do breaks. We just eat whenever we can. And she's like, yeah, I haven't eaten since like 11. Whole time it's like 9 o'clock. It's like, bro, you need to fucking eat something. So I mean, I'll do stuff like that, but the idea of like sitting down with her and being like, hey man, I want to like talk to you about something, that scares the fuck out of me. The idea of like, I've had so many like texts like, oh, we need to talk. I've had so many of those, and those are just anxiety inducing, dude. Like, I don't understand how like people think that's okay. We need to talk. Do I need to like brace myself? Do I need to like drink before this? You know? I think she's very talented too. Before she switched her major, she was an architecture major, and she can draw, dude. She showed me her drawings from like a while ago, and like the recent one she worked on. I was like, dude. And I think I'm really attracted to like talented like people. You know, the first girl I feel like I was actually in love with was like, again, really good at art and music, and she could sing, she could play guitar. She was an amazing artist, and that would like really be like something I could look up to, you know, because I feel like I'm a creative person, and it's like I want to like be able to express myself like you know like they do, you know, they have such a special way that they show their art and their craft and everything. So I'm like, okay, I want to do something like that as well. I talk with like just like one side of my face. Is it this side? It's hard to like, you ever talk with like both sides of your face? I'm already like default not doing it, but anyway. Very talented, very alluring, very beautiful, and the more I hear about her, the more I hear about, and her interests are like, dude, she likes like, she's like a history buff, you know. She likes talking about World War II and whatever, and she likes war movies. Let me tell you something about me. I hated war movies. I have an older brother, and I used to share a room with him, and he would fall asleep watching like Black Hawk freaking Down, dude. Like who? He'd fall asleep during the movie, and I'd wake up in the middle of the night, or I'd be asleep. He'd come home, he'd put on a movie, he'd fall asleep. I'd wake up in the middle of the night to like gunfire. I do not want to hear that. Like 9, 10 years old, right? She talks about these war movies, and they're like the most interesting things on the planet. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'll watch one. And they end up being good. It's like, and another thing about her, she would recommend me stuff. She's like, I think you'll like this, and I do like it. And it's like, oh, she thought she saw this thing, and she knows me, and she like based on her knowing me, she recommended me this thing because she thinks I'd like it based on the things like she knows about me, and then I end up do liking it. It's like, okay, then that means she really does know me. If she knows I would like it and I do like it, she knows me, right? And these things just add up to me being like, okay, I think I really do like this person, you know. And for a long time, I had felt like I was unable to have feelings for somebody because the last time I did, I fucked it up so bad, right? And now that I'm seeing all these things in her, it makes me feel good in the sense that like I can feel this way about somebody again, you know? And I think what I want more than anything is just, I don't, it's less of her just like, if she doesn't like me, like I'm halfway expecting that, and I feel like I'll just be okay, because like for a good while, just kind of like, yeah, like I try to like after like I talk to my friends about, you know, and then they kind of like let me down a little bit. I suppress those feelings a lot, you know. So I think I'll like I can suppress my feelings enough to where like I won't like freaking yearn and doom and like bury myself in like these feelings and like regret and shit. But I feel like now that I can say something. I'm getting a phone call. 2 minutes, 2 seconds, phone call. I feel like now that I can do something, I can say something, I feel like I have to. Right? I feel like I have to say something. And that's why I asked her to go to this rage room. And I sent her to text. I'm like, hey, would you want to go to a rage room with me like next Friday? And she said yes. I did not preface that it was like a date, because that alone, well, that scares people, especially like if someone doesn't see you that way, they'd be like, oh, is this a, and I know her, she'd be like, oh, is this a date? No, sorry. She's fucking hilarious, but she wouldn't. I mean, she wouldn't do that, but like, she let me down like a lot easier. But you know, I think I think now that I have the confidence to say that something, I feel like I should, and I did. And if there's a moment where I can relay all this to her, I will. But for now, I'm okay with just waiting for the opportunity for winning. I'm okay with just this. I need to trim my room's a mess, but there's a lot. But we'll see.